What's up, everybody? Arrg the Pirate here, and today we're gonna play a little Kallari in the solo lane, but it's another one of those challenges. So, let's look at the deck. Now we have Auto Health Potion, Ruthless, Lifesteal, Healing Towers, Armored, and lastly Consume the Dead for our gems. Now for our cards, we have Demolitionist, Exoskeleton, Living Guardian, the Mother Tree, Flame of Zetchin, Green Spring, Growth Totem, Vital Waters, Heavy Hitter, and lastly Unbroken Spirit. Now this challenge comes to us from Little Bomb Tiger. Build Kallari solo lane with health cards and gems only, but you can have Heavy Hitter. Now I had to clarify a few things with him. I did ask him, hey, can I use like one of the tribe, because it is a health card and just power, because he specifically says attack speed cards. But I went ahead and went with, instead of one of the tribe, I just picked up Unbroken Spirit, because, you know, hey, that is definitely more of a health card. And, you know, hey, so we're looking at a final build of Vital Waters, Heavy Hitter, and Unbroken Spirit. Now I am laning against the Several, so guys, I'm absolutely terrified. But hey, you know, this might work. Now this is actually his second match I played. The first match I played, I went Vital Waters first because I wanted to build health, you know, since it was the way it is. And guys, putting 7 points in with 0 points or into agility and not getting that power card on, you know, if you get 7 points, that means 15 points in is when you get your first power card. Guys, you're garbage. You cannot do anything. You know, I think I was laning against a Yin that, you know, and she wasn't, she kind of had a goofy build, but she was just dominating me because she had one power card on and just almost completely shut me down. Because, you know, yeah, I'm 15 points in, or 14 points in, I still don't have a power card. But I decided, hey, you know, let's give it another shot, and we went in and built Heavy Hitter first, you know, but I want to pick up Healing Towers with that Exoskeleton, and you know, it's a decent build. You know, Exoskeleton doesn't work on minions anymore, it's only with those hero hits, but still, it is a decent card. Now again, guys, we're not going to push this lane. We're going to sit back and let Severog push to us. You know, that's what we want. Now, getting those last hits can be kind of tricky. You know, he's using those abilities to stop my minions. And man, thank you. Thank you for doing this. But again, you know, he does pick up the Aqua buff, which, you know, yeah, I'm not going to contest the Aqua buff. I've got some pretty decent healing with Healing Towers, and, you know, since I can't go invis, I've got some pretty decent healing with that. I'm just not going to risk going for that. I really want to get my farm. With this type of build, getting my farm, you know, hitting that Heavy Hitter, because that's really the power card that I have, it's going to be critical that I get it on early and start shutting heroes down. Now, it is a pretty standard laning phase, guys, you know, just get your farm. And really, you know, playing Kallari, you have to think of Kallari as an ADC, you know, kind of like an ADC, where she really comes online with getting those power cards. You know, her level is nice, you know, ranking up that dagger can really cause a lot of damage, and if you see her go try to steal the Aqua buff from him, end up hitting Seb with a dagger. But you can crank out some damage with that dagger, and, you know, coming out of Shadow Plane, when you get that ability hit with, what is it, like 250 damage or percent damage, you know, that can be huge. But really, if you're not stacking power, 250% of your normal basic damage is not very much. You really need to get power cards. So think of Kallari as an ADC, and, you know, you need to play with her kind of like that. Now, I have no idea why this Sev, you know, I'm not exactly sure why he did what he did. You know, he was pretty low on mana since he's spamming those abilities. You've seen he's been throwing roots like crazy. And he should have just turned and got out, but I'm not sure if he didn't have enough mana for that Phantom Rush, or if he thought he could take us. But hey, you know, free kill. I'm happy with that. That was a great rotation with our Grux. You know, he went in on that, and I seriously, I didn't go after it because Seb should have got out. But hey, this is no problem at all. We're gonna continue our farm, and, you know, again, guys, I don't want this lane to push. But since it is going to naturally push, you know, we've got 2 minion waves. They're about to hit the tower. Since it's going to naturally push, I want to go help it get under tower. Now, this is not only going to get a little bit of damage onto the tower, but it's going to reset this lane. You know, once my minion wave gets in there, or, you know, Arrg comes in and just starts beating all the minions up, that's going to reset the lane, and, you know, that's what we want. We want to be safe under our tower. Although we do have an amazing escape that, you know, you can kill invisible enemies. You know, just because I can go invisible doesn't mean I'm invincible. Now, from here, you know, I went ahead and backed. I put on Mother Tree. I've got Demolitionist, and I've also got Flame on. So, and guys, I get a lot of people tell me, oh, I hate how you don't ever use Flame. Guys, I really put it on for the attack speed. You know, having Flame is nice, having it stacked up is nice, but I'd rather just not use the mana for it because I know I'm going to get rid of it. And, you know, in this build, I typically, you know, if I have it on my support or my jungler, I like having it just in case we do go for Fang. But in the case of this build, you know, I need healing cards, you know, I need health cards, things like that. So I know I'm going to get rid of it as soon as I can pick up that growth totem. So this is really just a placeholder card. And, you know, now looking back at it, I probably shouldn't have used it because it is attack speed. You know, hey, well, gotta do something, I guess. I didn't even think about that until I started recording, or, you know, actually editing this video. But I probably shouldn't have used Flame in this challenge. But, you know, is what it is, guys. Now, again, we got our lane pushed to our tower where we want it. And, you know, that's perfect. Arrg is going to come in and, you know, hey, we're going to be able to do a little bit of work. You know, I did have that minion superiority there, and, you know, that's great. We got quite a bit of damage on him, although, you know, he is hitting me and things like that. You know, it's something to be concerned about, but, you know, hey, no problem. Now, I'm going to dip out, run towards Aqua Buff, and then jump over it. And, hey, you know, we dipped out of that, no problem at all. You know, we got very lucky there. That Colossal Blow, you know, that if he wouldn't have used that root earlier, he could have rooted me at the end of that Colossal Blow. But, hey, we did get lucky. You know, we got a little ahead of ourselves, and we're going to need to back now. I do have enough points for Heavy Hitter, and now I've got Growth Totem on, so, boom, you know, there's our damage spike. I'm going to go ahead and just ult to this Sev, and, hey, guys, we're going to do some work. You know, and you see, now that I've got my damage spike, I'm going to start pushing this lane. You know, Sev probably cannot compete against me right now as long as I'm playing safe, you know, not just going head-to-head on him, you know, actually playing like Kallari. Do a little bit of damage, dip out, do a little bit of damage, dip out, and then, you know, finish him. And really, you know, if you just go head-to-head, you'll probably end up dying, you know, and I actually think we do that a little later in this match against a very, very lower level Chimera, you know, and just pick that. That's not the type of hero Kallari is. Kallari's not a, hey, I'm gonna kill you type hero. But is what it is, guys. Now we're gonna shove this lane, you know, I'm thinking, hey, we can definitely take out that Sev, and I get caught with that Kallari ultimate. You know, I went under tower invis, and, you know, they got vision. No, feels bad. You know, I saw that Kallari coming in. I was bloodthirsty, guys. I really wanted to take out Sev. So, you know, that was just a bad death on my part. But, hey, this is what it is. I wanted to back anyway. Now, once we spawn back in, you know, we definitely got to head down our solo lane. And, you know, Grux is there. Grux went and covered my lane. That's a great job by him. Chimera, you know, I'm not exactly sure why he stayed in. I know he had to have seen me. And, you know, hey, we're going to go ahead and go in. And we almost got him there. But I'm going to go ahead and just ult him. Make sure we secure that kill. You know, it's sad that you have to waste an ult on that. You know, I could have thrown a dagger, but I'm just not going to worry about it. Let's take him out. Using the ultimate to secure a kill is never a problem. And Grux was sitting there just tanking those tower hits. There's no reason for me to, you know, if I have the ability to secure that kill, there's no reason for me not to. And, you know, again, we shove that lane, and we're going to kind of rotate. Even though we're still very much in our laning phase, you know, we're going to look for other things, you know, other objectives that we can actually go to. but nothing's really going on in mid lane, so I'm going to head back to my lane and, you know, get ready for this push. Now, Arrg does back up here, and, you know, I'm thinking, okay, he's probably going back to base. And again, guys, I've got my power card. I'm going to push this lane. Sure enough, we're able to head under tower. We start doing a little bit of work, but hey, well, let's go ahead and dip out. Seb did use his route, which, you know, we could have stayed in a little bit longer, but I didn't want to risk getting Colossal Blowed back into the tower. And he gets an invis route right now. Oh, the worst player ever. But we end up doing a little bit of work. You know, that one thing about Kallari, guys, is she's very, very slippery, and you can see there that Colossal Blow. You know, it was a great job. He's doing a great job, but you know, at the same time, I'm very, very slippery. I've got that double jump. You know, my dagger, or my so I can slow people down, and my invis. You know, I can usually get out of most of those things. And again, you see that here. So really, I'm just a tough hero to pin down and kill without having rotation. You know, and if you saw when that Chimera showed up, you know, I insta died. But Arrg has a little bit of trouble dealing with me solo. He might not be threatened by me, but he's probably not going to kill me either. Now, I end up backing here, you know, I'm low, need a back. I put on Green Spring, and I ult over to Arrg, you know, which I thought he was going to push that tower, so, you know, that's kind of why I ulted, but no big deal. We're going to go ahead and go in on this T1, and then I see Gideon show up, so I'm going to dip out, guys. I like dipping out to the top if I have got a hero that has elevation or, you know, can actually jump or something like that. I like going out of that top because not a whole lot of heroes expect that. And, you know, it just makes it very easy. And especially with Gideon showing up, me being under tower, that Arrg showing up, you got to get out of that situation or you're going to die. You know, ultimate combined with a root and, you know, Colossal Blow. There would be no way I would survive that. So best just to get out. Sure enough, we got out. Again, you know, Arrg, he's hurting now, so we need to play safe. You know, I'm gonna go ahead and go invis and just kind of wait for this minion wave to come to tower. I'm not too worried about tanking this wave. I really want to keep the siege out of tower. You know, they have already got my tower at half health just from getting those sieges in there. So that's kind of why I was, you know, I went into that tower. I wanted to keep him out, or went into that minion wave. And, you know, you saw I kept aggro on him. I did back up because I was saying, hey, it's okay if he goes in now. But I did back up when my minions showed up. So, you know, we froze this lane early, or not really froze it, but we stopped it from going to the tower, which is kind of what we wanted. Now, Arrg is here, you know, you see, guys, he's very, very tanky. And he's backing past my minion wave. So my minion wave is not really doing anything. I was just 1v1ing that fight. And guys, I'm not going to be able to 1v1 a tank. So I'm going to go ahead and back off. We did punish him a little bit. And I'm going to take this opportunity to put on Vital Waters. And, you know, hey, maybe we can make something happen. I see Grux head over there, so I'm thinking, you know, maybe I can get an ultimate, but he's under tower, you know. There's not a whole lot I'm going to be able to do. But our solo lane, or our duo lane, you know, it's struggling a little bit. So I go ahead and burn my ult, head over there, and, you know, we need to back up from here. Now Steel kind of went in, and so kind of sticking around, and I'm not exactly sure what Twin Blast was doing there. But, hey, we take out Twin Blast, no problem at all. But from here, I need to get to my lane. Now, guys, you run a lot slower than you used to as Kallari, but you do get a lot more movement speed when you're invis with Kallari. So you can really use her invis to zip around the map a lot better. And that's exactly why I was using it there. You know, it does cost a little bit of mana, but it's much better to do that. And you can see when we go out invis, we slow way down. So, you know, use that invis to get around the map if you need to. And from here, you know, me, Grux, and Howie, we're going to just destroy this tower. Seb does head in, and I'm going to just kind of discourage that. We do take out that T1, and from here, you know, we kind of need to figure out, hey, where are we going next? Now, coming up is a good example of a very bad play, and this is on my part as well. But you see Grux goes into this T1, he should have just let that go, but since he went to engage, you know, hey, I'm gonna head over there, let's make something happen, and then Grux backs off. That failed grab me, so, you know, I wasn't able to dip out of that like I wanted to. But guys, you see, we got destroyed. Grux went in, did almost nothing, and then left, which I didn't, you know, I thought he wasn't staying engaged on that. But guys, going into that type of situation, it's never good. When there's 3 enemies, they're going to take that tower, especially being, you know, 20-ish minutes into the match. Just let that tower go. Now, once I spawn back in, I'm going to actually go over to my solo lane, kind of, you know, wrap things up there. You know, that I was able to chase that Arrg off, but you know, now, you know, we need to kind of start looking for picking up Fang, things like that. You see, I set that lane. I'm actually going to head over to the river buff towards Fang, and, you know, I'm telling my team, hey, they're going in on Fang. Let's make something happen. Guys, you can see, Vital Waters is keeping me alive. And, you know, since I was sitting there waiting for that river buff, you know, I could definitely hear them over there getting Fang, and that really allowed my team to collapse, and hey, we're able to wrap up a great 4-man kill there. You know, that's game changing right there, and you know, that's huge. I definitely wouldn't have gone in the way I did if I wasn't quite as tanky as I am, you know, with having Vital Water. I mean, you can see I lived through a Chimera ult, I lived through a Fae ult, but at the same time, I'm really not doing damage. I definitely can feel that, hey, I'm not hitting very hard. So, you know, I don't know, Tank Kallari could be a thing, but I really think going damage with her is much, much better. Now, back in our solo lane, you can see Grux heads over. We get that great dagger onto Arrg. I'm just going to go ahead and ult over, and, you know, Seb's not going to stand a chance. We end up taking him out. You know, my tower, you know, it is getting hit a little bit, but hey, that's okay. I'm actually going to head to mid lane and get that lane set in the right direction. Now, I want to work towards Unbroken Spirit. You know, that is a power card, but it's still a very tanky card. And there's quite a few heroes that have CC on the enemy team. So, you know, it could be a decent card to have. Again, guys, I do not recommend using this build for Kallari, but we've had a little bit of success with it so far. Now, me and Howie are kind of pushing this mid lane, but, you know, hey, we don't need to push up that far. And you can see Grux actually went and dove that tower. He was able to take out that tower. You know, was that like 1 hit? But, you know, he did sacrifice himself for it. And now the enemy team is just marching down our solo lane. And, you know, hey, this might be pretty bad. Look, we are stealing our Sparrow, heading over. And you can see we get some great rotation. We're going to actually be able to take out Twin Blast, and then we focus on 2 Chimera. Take Chimera out. You know, Faye's doing everything she can, guys, but we take her out as well. So, you know, hey, that Howie ult, that zone, that was awesome. It split that team up, and we were able to focus on, you know, their jungle, their damage dealer, and then their, you know, damage dealing support. She came in very, very staggered. We're able to focus her once everybody's kind of dead. You know, that zone was absolutely amazing. That was a great play. Now we're going to go ahead and take out Fang, and then Gideon shows up, and guys, I'm bloodthirsty. I want to take Gideon out, but I'm just out of mana. Oh, it feels bad, man. I should not be chasing like this, but I'm doing it. And I take him out, and you see Arrg's here. Their twin is here. You know, their team's collapsed, and I'm completely out of mana. So, you know, I'm not going to survive this. But, you know, hey, I got Gideon. I was definitely chasing that. You know, I wanted to keep them on staggered tets, and I ended up putting myself on them. Oh, it feels bad, man. But, hey, you know, we're going to be able to bag and put on Unbroken Spirit. So, you see, all 3 of my deaths so far have just been very, very careless mistakes that I've made. You know, it's not the deck. It's me, you know, and most people don't, you know, nobody likes to say, hey, man, I suck. But, you know, hey, sometimes that is it. And in this case, all 3 of my deaths have just been because I'm making very, very silly, careless mistakes. And you could see chasing Gideon, you know, all the way from the end of the mat, or all the way from Fang to his inhib. That's a very bad idea. You know, and don't do that. You'll probably live. Now, once we spawn back in, again, we're going to kind of look around, see what we need to do. I'm going to head to my solo lane, get it set in the right direction. You know, it's currently pushing against us, so we want to make sure that's not going to happen. And then I'm actually, you know, there's no reason to slow farm that. With Howie and Grux being there, you know, they're being just a little bit too aggressive for my taste, but is what it is. I'm going to head to our solo lane. Now, I am in comms with our Sparrow, and you can see I'm just kind of waiting around, waiting for her to show up, because I know, hey, she's going to head down this lane, and if I need help this time here, she'll be here. And, you know, you can see, guys, I do very, very little damage, and I'm not able to out-damage his regen, just because of the cards that I have on. And, you know, with Sparrow showing up, we're going to be able to take him out. You know, hey, that's great. That's awesome. You know, but you can really see there, that's what, like a level 13 Chimera. He's way, way underfed than me. And, you know, way under level. I've got way more cards, and I just can't compete against him because, yeah, he's definitely got, you know, just the way that I built. But, again, guys, having communication with your team, that's absolutely huge. I knew Sparrow was going to show up, so I stayed engaged in that fight way longer than I should have. And you could see, we flipped that fight around just by having that small rotation. Now, we do manage to pick up Fang, and then we're going to rotate over and actually pick up Prime. And, hey, guys, you know, the great play. Unfortunately, they're Twin Blast DC'd, and, you know, it's going to be very hard for them to come back from this since they did get that DC. But is what it is. You know, there's not anything I can do about it. And, you know, we're just going to continue to push. We're all stacking up in mid. Hopefully we can make some huge progress here. You can see our duo lane is set against them, and our solo lane is set against them. So they're going to have to split up and leave here in a minute or two, or probably in about 45 seconds anyways, to deal with those other lanes. And, you know, hey, that's great for us. Arrg does end up ulting our steal in, which, you know, we probably could have gone for the tower there, but I'm definitely worried about a Faye Gideon combo. So that's why I'm really not pushing the tower all that much. But you can see our duo lane, you know, it's about to start hitting that inhib, and we're going to have some hero, or the enemy team's going to have some heroes that split up. Now, I walked right into that Gideon ult. But hey, there was no team follow-up with that, and Gideon went down instantly. We're able to take out Faye and, you know, Arrg, and hey, this is going to be GG. You know, they really should have followed up with that Gideon ult. You know, if Faye would have thrown her thing down right after that ult ended, it would have definitely been different. You know, with us having Prime, they might not have been able to, you know, win the game or, you know, kill all of us, but they definitely would have had a better chance. Little Bum Tiger, thanks so much for the challenge. I'd say, hey, we pulled it off. It was kind of sloppy, but we did it. And if y'all have any other challenges, please let me know. Let's try to split them up, though. I've got a ton of solo lane and nothing else, really. So let's just split them up, guys. Well, if y'all did enjoy, show me some love. Leave me a comment. Think about subscribing. Join our Discord if you haven't done it. I'd love to play with y'all. And as always, guys, I'll see y'all in the next video.